before. Now, the officer isn't here to present the report, but I think it's relatively straightforward. This is just moving the powers delegated to this committee to council, which seemed to be the mood of council.
I'll move this procedural motion.
Thank you, Councillor McGurk, seconded by Councillor Walker. Any questions, any debate? Okay, so I'll put the motion. All those in favour?
Aye.
Aye. Against? Carried. We'll now move to item 9 on the agenda, which is the parking and vehicle bylaw.
So wait, Mrs. Parfitt.
Page 25 through 38, and hopefully the officer's on her way. So she should be on her way shortly. So we'll just give her a few moments to attend. Perhaps if there's any general questions, or we can just ascertain whether, do we have questions? Anyone got any questions? Because if there's no questions, then we may well just move on to accepting the report. Councillor Fulton.
I've got a question, sort of a general question on no stopping lines and how many we seem to be getting. Like, it just seems like there seems to be more and more no stopping lines popping up everywhere, and is it that because of traffic flow or demands have grown, or is it just that we have a higher expectation?
Just wait for Ms. Parfitt. Welcome to the meeting. We're underway on your report. We're just seeing if we've got any questions, and we've got a question from Councillor Fulton to say she's making an observation that we appear to be getting more requests for no stopping lines. Is there a trend that we're seeing here, or do you think it's fairly consistent with previous level of activity?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Through you, I think it's consistent with years gone by. I've only been managing this process myself for 2 years, and I would say as our traffic volumes have increased on some of our busier roads, no, I'd say it's consistent, and certainly the assessment is consistent.
Right, thank you. Any further questions? No further questions in relation to the matters in the report. So we've got a number of requests here to proceed. The details are set out in the attachments. So if there are no further questions in relation to the report, or are there any, actually Ms. Parfitt, I need to ask you, are there any corrections or additions to the report since we've skipped over that while we waited for you?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, there is, and I think I have a slide ready for this.
Oh, jolly good.
So we had some very late feedback with regard to point 4.1.1 Green Hill Road.
Right.
As is the case with all no stopping, we consult with directly affected residents, outlining what and why we proposed some changes. And we had I thought we had all feedback in, but there is quite a lag between me preparing this report and today's meeting, and in the interim we have received some quite strong feedback from a resident at number 2 who strongly opposed the no stopping the full length of Green Hill Road on their side. So we visited the site again, and a couple of things have changed. One is that some large vehicles that were habitually parked on that side of the road are no longer, due to a change in company policy around those vehicles. They were work-related vehicles, and on reassessing it and reconsulting with the residents, the change, which I'm hoping you can see shortly, removes...
Oh, we have some technical issues with the PC.
Okay.
So if you have a piece of paper
if you turn to the attachment and look at Green Hill Road,
29, I think is where we are,
which is attachment 1.1.
on page 29 of our agenda.
So the residents from number 2 objected to the length of no stopping on Green Hill Road on their side of the road.
Right.
The proposed change will allow parking from the boundary between number 2 and number 4 and further up the hill. So there would be parking allowed outside number 4.
Okay, Ms. Parfitt, the scale...
You don't have the numbers?
No, we don't. So you'll just have to guide us through that. All the numbers are too small to read.
Along with the T-shaped roof at the bottom,
Yes.
Bottom of the page, that's
So the no stopping will remain around the corner, but it won't extend as far up the hill there are two houses on the bottom of that picture. Number 2 is the one on the corner. Number
Right.
4 is the one to your right of that.
Yes, the T-shaped
We're
one.
proposing as an amendment that we allow parking outside number 4.
4, all right. And is that going to be?
And that has been consulted on, and
That's
there
been
is
consulted,
no
and
objection.
does that satisfy the residents'
Yes, it does.
concerns? So the
Yes, it
residents
does.
are now happy with
Yes.
that outcome? Excellent, thank you. Questions, councillor Fulton?
Well, I guess this sort of brings me to the question I asked at the start. Aren't there rules that people can't stop on corners anyway? Like, why do we need no stopping lines on corners?
You're correct, through you, Madam Chair. You are correct. You can't park on a corner if it impedes the vision. But some people need clearer direction than that, and with the lack of resource to rigidly enforce that, we are sending a clearer message by placing some lines on those corners.
Okay.
Thank you. No further questions, so with that correction, councillor McGurk?
Yeah, I'm just looking at in terms of the under the tree. Is that for road safety, or is that for a threat or a risk from the tree itself? Hey? No, this is in Green Hill.
Through you, Madam Chair. The assessment showed there was a risk of falling debris from the tree onto people or vehicles parked beneath it.
Okay.
Thank you. No further questions. Councillor Barker?
It's not a question, just a comment to say it has been pleasing to see the snap send solve system work in terms in particular of Pointers Crescent, where I was approached by ratepayers in the area who were concerned on, I think it was Thursday nights, that the safety, health and safety of them and the need, should it arise for emergency vehicles to get there, was severely compromised. So it's actioned very quickly, so well done, guys.
Thank you for that feedback. All right, somebody care to move that we receive the report and approve the recommendations, noting the adjustment to the Green Hill Road? Thank you, councillor Walker, seconded by councillor Dalberg. With no debate, I'm going to put it. All those in favour? Aye. Against? Carried. I think that may now conclude the matters that needed to be addressed today. I'll just check that there's nothing further with Group Manager and our Administration Advisor. We're happy that we've completed everything. I will thank Emma and Linda for attending. I'm sorry it's been taking a little bit longer than you were probably expecting to get to this part of the meeting. It's quite a quick meeting today. Thank you for being here, and we look forward to welcoming you back to another meeting. I hope you have a lovely Easter. So I'll close the meeting and thank councillors for their attendance.
Done.
That's all right.
Got a workshop now.